meetings, so they're all brand new and they've only been used once.
I hope you put the delegators in that one.
You probably will speak to this.
Yeah, after delegation.
Yeah, that's right.
I can grab it afterwards.
I was just gonna say, finance doesn't need his.
He's not allowed to ask questions, he can just make a statement, right?
Yeah.
Call meeting to order. I want to acknowledge that we are on the unceded. I want to acknowledge we are in the unceded traditional territory of the Upper Smokeman Indian Band. Adoption of the agenda.
Make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Gould. Seconder.
Second that, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Willis. Any additions? All in favor? Carried. Down to petitions and delegations. Skip. So each delegation shall be limited to 15 minutes presentation unless longer period is agreed on by 2/3 majority vote of council present. Go ahead.
I don't expect it to be 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'm hot and tired. I just ran to get here in time. I'm concerned about the DCC bylaw as it doesn't address certain things. I noticed that there are 3 exceptions for people to pay. If it's town property, if it's a church or whatever, religious. And what was the third? In any case, the limit, $50,000 or less. So if a building permit is pulled for $50,000 or more, a DCC would be applicable according to this bylaw. One, I'm concerned with the 50,000 as being a specific dollar value. Another formula would be better, especially in this day of inflation. Secondly, I'd like to speak to my own personal position. I've been trying for 3 years to build a garage. I had budgeted $20,000 originally. It's significantly higher than that because of lumber prices, etc. I don't know if I'm going to hit the $50,000 point, but I'm not increasing the occupation. I am not putting in any plumbing, and there will be no additional sewer, no additional garbage, nothing. Yet, if my building permit happens to be over $50,000, you're going to charge me $10,000 extra. That's inappropriate. The whole purpose of the DCCs is to, when there is increased occupation, increased demand on the services, it would make sense to charge it. I have nothing against DCCs, but you're, in my opinion, inappropriately assigning it, in at least my case, who knows about others. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so with that, we will move on to number 10, bylaws and resolutions. Carrie.
Let me leave here.
Oh. Okay. 347.
So I'm bringing to you today the DCC bylaw. The Inspector of Municipalities required some changes to the one that council gave 3 readings. So what I'm asking for is for council to rescind 3rd reading and give 3rd reading as presented or as amended.
Okay, any questions? Carrie, or
Barb.
Councillor Gould.
been a long day.
What's the amendment?
There's a few sections that were removed, section 4.3, 4.4, and 4.5, all because they're statutes and they're not required in the bylaw. We also changed the schedule, the water schedule, to reflect what is in the technical report. The amounts were different than what was in the technical report, so those have been changed to reflect the report attached to the bylaw. I can assure council that all the advertising notices and shareholder, community shareholder, developer letters that went out all had the correct water amount in them.
So, sorry, where was it listed of what the amendments are?
I didn't do a staff report for this. We just received the email from them and trying to push this through as quickly as possible. I'm just giving a verbal at this meeting.
Okay, so by, if I
It's-
can just
yeah,
ask
go
on the
ahead.
process, by rescinding third gives us the ability to look at this then, or can we get, because I'm trying to see what's the difference
So we're gonna it's to rescind and then to
to
pass.
adopt the amendment.
Yeah.
So if I'm being asked to adopt an amendment, I was just wondering what's the amendment?
These are the three here that have been removed. 4.3, buildings which are constructed for the purpose of storing goods and materials
not in
which were
this.
previously
She's
stored
explaining
on
to
the
her.
land out of doors and where the building will be used for no other purchase than storage. That is already in the Local Government Act and not required in the bylaw. A building is destroyed by fire or demolition for the purpose of redeveloping, and the land, in which case development cost charges will only be payable for the portion of the building which exceeds the gross floor area of the original building, providing that the building permit is issued within 2 years of demolition or destruction of the original building. A portion of this is included in the Local Government Act, but we have no provisions for putting a 2-year time limit on it, so the Inspector of Municipalities has requested that we remove that section. 4.5, council may provide assistance by waiving or reducing the development cost charge where the building permit authorized the construction of a not-for-profit rental house. That is also in legislation, so not required, and they've asked us to remove that portion. For the water portion, the schedule that's attached to the old bylaw showed that the class development for low-density residential, the amount was 2,202. It should read, sorry, let me pull it up, 1,756. Medium density residential showed on the one that council gave 3 readings as 2,097. It should read as 1,672. High density, 1,573 down to 1,254. Commercial space went from 1,363 to 1,087. Industrial went from 524 to 418, and institutional went from 1154 to 920. And that's to reflect a change that was made by our consultants, True Consulting, in the technical report, so it will be reflected correctly in the bylaw. And those are the changes that were made.
Okay, so just, I guess my question is it in this agenda here that we were to make a decision on those changes what were coming out?
No, in this agenda, I'm asking you to rescind third reading of the
Yes.
DCC bylaw and to give third as amended.
As
And
amended?
this is the amended version.
Correct.
Okay,
What
so,
you have is the amended version.
That's attached to the bylaw.
so what I'm just saying is to summarize what the changes are, haven't been given to us.
Just verbally.
Just verbally is what I'm saying. So that's where I'm like, without me going through detail by detail, it's hard to make that decision, is what I'm saying,
Okay.
my opinion.
Any other questions? Okay, Councilor McLean.
What is a not-for-profit rental?
So like if BC Housing was to do a project that was for rental units or for low-cost housing, then that could be classified under that section.
Okay, now, this gentleman raised something about
It's not a habitable space. A shop is not a habitable space. It would not increase capacity to our water, sewer, roads, or parks. So therefore, DCCs would not be required, which, Skip, I believe I already sent you that section of the act.
And you did say that if the building permit was over 50,000, I would have to pay it.
If it was a habitable space, not for a shop.
I don't
Okay.
believe
Okay.
we talked about that.
Yep.
Yeah, for a shop, it's not required.
Okay.
If it is excluded, then I withdraw. I mean, I'm all for DCCs,
Yeah,
for
there's for,
subdivisions and things like that, but
It's for housing, it's for increasing the capacity to our system, that's why they're put in place, not for somebody to build a shop.
Yeah, I read the bylaw and I didn't see that exception. I
That-
might have missed it, but
That's because it's in the act and not required to be in our bylaw. So you don't want to repeat the act in your bylaw, and there's reasons for that. The act could change, and then your bylaw and the act are not
Conflict.
conforming, and they conflict, so. This is what she's told me she wants removed. She said, as soon as you have that done, send me the new version, and she will recommend approval to the Inspector of Municipalities, and we should have the signed bylaw within 1 week to 2 weeks' time.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Any other questions or comments? Motion?
So moved.
Counselor Elliott, seconded Counselor McLean. I'm taking it. He hasn't moved anything in ages. Any further discussion? Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Do we have any, I think you mentioned summertime, possibility that this would be,
It probably will
In
be in
effect?
place by May, either May 2nd or May 19th.
perfect,
Sorry, I missed the readings. Was everybody in favor? Yeah? Thank you.
not Tyler.
Not Tyler.
Tyler was excused.
I don't agree. Just spite.
3:55. Return. Okay. Just before we go into close, I just want to explain why I'm wearing a jersey today. Princeton has been, we're in the last round of the Craft Hockeyville. We're in the running for $250,000 towards a new roof for the arena. So, what is it, the 6th of May, then the 6th to the 7th is voting, and we need everybody to get out and vote and share it and get all your friends and family to vote. Go to crafthockeyville.ca and you can vote there, and let's win this. So,
And we already made 25,000?
well, that's the runner-up prize. I don't like to look at it that way, Randy.
You don't like 25,000?
Oh, I do, but I want 250.
So anybody
Aim small, miss
No
small.
matter what, we've got 25,000.
So,
So anybody can sign on and just vote during those
Yep.
days?
yeah, you just go onto the
There's
website.
conditions
Yeah, you just go.
as to who's not eligible to vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you just gotta go to the website.
So if you played for the NHL or part of the NHLPA, you wouldn't be able to vote. Just saying.
Well, none of us play for the NHL, so I think we're okay.
We want a new roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. With that, I'm going to ask for a motion, recommendation that we be closed to the public for the purpose of considering the following 90.1E, the acquisition, disposition, expropriation of land or improvements if council considers the disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the interests of the municipality.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Gould, seconder. Councillor McLean, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you.
Skip. And goodbye, everybody.